Angella Nakasaga, pleasure to host you on Lessons to My Diary.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
I'm really amazed and happy that you made it to Lessons to My Diary. So those seeing Angella Nakasaga for the first time, she's a nurse, she's a life coach, and she's also passionate about healing childhood trauma. As an advocate for childhood trauma, tell us, please, tell us, where did your story begin and how did your journey begin in this field?
Okay, so as a trauma healing coach, this is how everything started. As a young child, I went through pain and discomfort and confusion of if these people I lived with were really my parents. Because my auntie I lived with was so rude, and a time came I started questioning my existence.
Yeah.
Like I even thought about running away from home because I did not feel loved, understood, cared for, or protected at home where I was living. So now as a child, I didn't have certain answers. Is this real my mother? Why would she treat me like this? And I know so many children out there go through this. They reach a point, they start second guessing. Is this world a safe place? Because I was there. Now there is an incident that happened that unveiled certain answers. So I beat up my cousin, and he reports to the mother that the mother had him cry, and he came asking what really happened. So he tells her that I have beaten her. We were in the kitchen, I remember very well. I was still young, around 7 or 8, and he told him I had beaten him. So this mother, what she did, she pushed me. We were in the kitchen, those kitchens in the villages.
Yeah.
Birina those ngabiataka.
Yes.
So I hit my head, and it was painful. But instead of a mother saying, okay, we are all children per se, but she pushed me away. She told me, do not cry for us, you go away and you go make something. She actually told me to get a banana stem, put there, cover it, and it would work like my mother, and I should cry for my mother. So now this is when I understood that this is not my real mother. I didn't know, but now I got to understand that, okay, she is not my mother, because she was telling me to cry for my mother, who was already dead, but she died when I was a child, and I had no idea this was not my real mother. So now these things started making sense. She is treating me like this because she is not my real mother. She is treating me like this because I am not a priority. So now I started thinking about how to get away from this situation, because I got tired. I would go to school, come back. Before I have anything to eat, I had to first fetch water to do the home chores. So I would not eat. I would first fetch water, do the house chores, then eat later at night. But at school maybe you only have porridge, and when you come back you are already hungry. But I had to first do the chores, then eat later. So it was too much. People would say, but all children do house chores or home chores. But it depends on circumstances, because here is a child, a 6, 7, 8-year child from school. She's already hungry, but she has to first do house chores. Everything, like I was the eldest apparently in the house, because she was also a young mother. This boy was the firstborn. So I had to do literally everything home. It was so much for me at my age. But
How
I had
old
nothing
were you
to
then?
do. I think around 6, 7, 8
Okay.
there. And this boy was around 2, 1.5 old, so that he was talking. So now I got tired. And because I felt like I did not belong here. So I had to think of a way. I thought of running away from home. Now we were living far and had not seen my father. This was my auntie I was living with, a sister to my mother. Now I already demanded I want to go and see my dad, but they kept telling me they can't take me there, or maybe they would put me on a bus, and I was scared. I couldn't just go alone.
Yeah.
So I kept demanding until I stopped. Now I had to think of another way. I thought of running away because I was tired. And now when I thought of running away, then one of my aunties the following day came for me.
Yeah.
So I was excited. She's taking me to my father. Finally, I'm meeting my father, because they used to tell me I looked like my father. So
Yeah.
I wanted to see him at least. And I thought maybe things would be better when I go to my father's home. So
Yeah.
I went at my father's. He was excited to see me. I was also excited.
Yeah.
But again, he was also so rude and harsh. Now we shall look at the causes of childhood trauma in when we continue with this.
Yeah.
But now as a child, again, I was devastated. I felt like this world is not a safe place, because my auntie treated me the same way. I expected better when I came to my father's, and it was all the same. People are rude. You can never say out what you feel. Like you are on your own.
Yeah.
And when I talk about childhood trauma,
Yeah.
this is where I get the passion from.
Yes.
Because I was there. And I know how it feels like to be in a home you are not loved, you are not protected, a home you do not feel safe, understood, or seen. And when I talk to these children, it is unfortunate that we do not want to accept this as Africans, but this is happening and it is affecting our children. There is a quote that whatever happens in childhood does not stay there, it follows us through adulthood. And this is when we will start behaving in a way we don't even also understand. Because apparently,
Yeah.
these experiences that this 5-6-year-old child goes through, the painful, the overwhelming, the scary experiences that her body cannot take, she finally comes to a conclusion that this world is not a safe place.
Yes.
So she will learn ways of surviving in it regardless, because life has to go on. Amid this chaos, confusion and everything, life has to go on. So this is what happens when we go through these experiences. Now it got to a time when I was at my father's and I was at school. Now this school was near home. I would literally see a school when I stood behind our house. So, but I used to go at school late. Why? Because I had siblings, young siblings, I had to take care of, because my stepmother was, when I came to my daddy's, he already had another wife.
Yes.
So she had children as well. So now I had to take care of these children. I was the eldest.
Yes.
Now I had to prepare them in the morning, breakfast, iron their uniforms, prepare their lunchbox, they go. Also, I had to wash the utensils. I had to leave everything prepared such that by the time we come back, dad has cooked. So I would peel, wash everything just to leave the home neat. So I went at school late, like by 9:30, but I was coming from near. So another reason I want schools to enroll trauma-informed care in their curriculum is because sometimes they also do not know how to tell that this child is acting out. They are being stubborn. They are doing this and that. Could be they are going through something back home. So unless they are told or they learn and get some basic knowledge about trauma-informed care, they may never tell. Because I was punished for going to school late, but without the teachers knowing why I actually came to school late. So I would get to school late, and Now, this is why I want schools to understand this, that it is not that we are giving them so much responsibility beyond teaching and everything that happens in school, but we want children that can concentrate in class. And remember, when I'm mentally unstable, I cannot concentrate. And then also the teacher will not get what they want from the students. So you realize that teachers also need to have knowledge about this.
Yeah.
For them to be able, because every time they punish us, like they punished me, it did not do any good.
Yes.
It just pushes me back. Now I will start looking for ways. What happens? You start looking for ways of getting away with it. So I started finding a way.
Is that defensive mechanism?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because now we develop those defensive mechanisms, or what we call the coping mechanisms, because now you are tired of being beaten, because they are beating you for no reason. They do not even know why. They have not found out. They have not taken the time to understand what is really happening in this child's life.
Yes.
So teachers and educators, we are not giving you a lot of work, but you realize this is part of education.
Yeah.
For a child to concentrate, they have to be mentally stable.
Yeah.
And now if they are always anxious, they are worried, what did I not do right at home? When I go back, what my father is going to tell me, this and that and all that, they cannot concentrate.
Yeah.
So when I got at school, after being beaten, because of course later I got used to that. I knew they had to beat me, and my life was just like that. So what I did, when I go to class, I will start disturbing other pupils. I will start just acting out, distracting others.
Yeah.
So I ended up performing poorly, not because I was dumb, no, but because I did not concentrate in the first place. And secondly, I did not feel loved or understood.
Yes.
Because if my father does not understand me, and my teachers also do not understand me, now who understands me? Who is even there to understand what I'm going through? So now this is when the coping mechanisms come in. So I started playing around, disturbing other children, being so stubborn, but just to numb this pain, because you are feeling pain. Trust me, those children are feeling pain. Pain of not being loved by your very own parents, by your very own people that are supposed to provide that protection, the security. You are not getting it.
Yes.
It is painful, and you are seeing other children. Their parents maybe come with them at school. They even come during breakfast to check on them or to bring them food. You've gone with no escort. Now you'll take porridge with no escort and no sugar, but you are coming from your father's home. This is already painful. Now you start thinking of how to survive.
Yes.
Now we get into the survival mode. Now these children that go through these experiences adopt certain coping mechanisms or strategies.
Yes.
Like we said, I will start missing school just to do what makes me happy there and then. Because at home I'm not happy, at school I'm not happy. I even hate school because they don't also understand my situation. So there was a time I was hungry. I did not come with something to eat. Porridge kolondoza tetwanywa. Then we had to look for something. I had a friend. Then we went to a nearby garden near school.
Yeah.
And we wanted to get some mangoes. At least it was lunchtime or break time. Now we had footsteps showing that someone was coming. So we had to run and hide, but I was
in the mango tree.
Yes. So I fell down real hard. I hit my back. And my friend, because for her she was down, she managed to hide. So I fell down, but this person was not even the owner, but because of the anxiety, you fear. Could it be the very person, the owner of the garden is the one coming? So the person was even just bypassing, and they did not care if a child had fallen down. It was none of their business. Now I had pain, but because I knew I cannot talk to my father about it, I stayed with my pain. I didn't take anything, no painkiller, nothing, because I feared to tell my dad, and he would be the one maybe to buy me
The
some
pain.
medicine. So you understand, when parents are too rude and too harsh on their children, then these children will not speak up. Whatever they are going through, they'll find a way of maneuvering through. And sometimes these ways are negative,
Yeah.
because they are already confused. They do not know how to handle this. Now this is where, like I was saying, the coping mechanisms come in. Some will start drugs. Others, children will start sleeping around as early as primary school, because now they are looking for something to numb the pain, because I told you it is painful. You already feel empty completely, because if the people at home, your own, cannot love you, cannot understand you, then who will?
Yes.
So you start to find a way. We've seen so many children conceive at a young age,
Yes.
because you do not know how love looks like,
Yeah.
how it feels, because you've not got it home. So anyone who comes when they are good, kind, they can make you make mistakes. You can easily make mistakes, because now you've not heard of good words like you matter, you are enough, you are beautiful, I love you. You've not heard of those words, but deep inside you crave them.
Yeah.
As a child, because how our brains are wired, that when you do not get these things as a child, you will have to find a way. The survival mode we've talked about, you will have to find a way. And sometimes, like I said, these ways are negative. They are not good for us. So others will start sleeping around, because they are looking for something to numb the pain.
Yes.
Others will go into drugs. Other children will become so stubborn. Like I was so stubborn, but because there is something you want to hide, or you want to numb this pain, you want to cover what you are going through, because you cannot even explain it to people.
Yeah.
There is no way you are going to come out and tell someone, you don't even know what you are feeling. I only got to understand this as an adult, and I had so many questions. Why do I behave the way I behave? Because I looked different. The things I was doing, so I was curious, what is that different part of me from others? Now this is when I started getting to understand. But by that time, you do not understand a thing. You are confused. So I finished, I had that simple prayer, because I was tired of the way I was treated there. Now I asked God if I can go away from this place and at least go to Grandma's place. Maybe things will be better there. But I want also to make this clear. Like I normally say in my posts and my videos, that we are not condemning our parents for treating us this bad, because sometimes it is also unhealed trauma they are
facing.
Yes, they also went through trauma,
and
they did not heal. So they are transferring all their trauma to their
you.
Children.
Wow.
So we are not blaming them fully, much as they are still responsible, because ekibi kisigala kibi. This is why we come out to talk about these things, because we want to help another generation. We want trauma to stop with us, because now this is becoming generational. We are carrying from generation to generation. So if we do not heal, that means we are also going to carry it
to our next
children. And our children will do the same
to
until someone comes out to break the cycle. So this is why I am here. This is why I come out to share my story. Not because I want people to sympathize with me or to say, oh, sorry, Bambi, she went through a hard life. No, I'm healed now. This is why I can even talk about it. But I want to help another child going through the same. Because I have met many in my sessions in schools where we go. And the child is like was that child we met at a certain school, and she said, I feel like just running away from home, because my mother keeps telling me how she is doing a lot to make sure we go to school, we have something to eat, while our father is there sleeping around.
Wow. That's a deep one.
So you are transferring all your pain
Pain to-
because this man wronged you. This man hurt you. You've not healed from this pain. Now you are transferring this pain to your child. You are traumatizing them. Another one said she beats her child every single day. Something small like this, and she will bang, not even beating, the child, a 2-year-old. But she doesn't know why. She's angry. She doesn't know where the anger is coming from. So it is coming from the unhealed traumas, the childhood traumas, then the traumas we face as adults. Because we shall also look at how these traumas show up
in adulthood.
In our behavior. Because when it comes to relationships, it is another thing. Now you are bringing in children mumeseno. You can imagine.
Yes.
You are already suffering from the pain of not being loved, understood when a child. Now no gatako patana na yeta kutegera.
And also they have.
That is, they are also re-traumatizing you. Kati ate ogaseka okuleta mu abana in the picture.
Yes.
So anger akantu katendibwe katika kutriggerlinga.
Yeah.
Something very small kewandibadde osobola okwogerako calmly n'omwana nti kino sikyagala toddamu kikola.
You're off.
N'olyoka obumbujja, then the child, like I told you, then the child will get confused. Is this my mother? Oba omuntu mulala si yanzaala.
Yes.
Because of the way you are treating them. So sometimes these parents don't intend to mistreat their children. But because of the unhealed trauma, they are also still carrying.
Yeah.
Zizukukayo. Because like I always tell people, we all have that 5-year-old in us. So mumbera zenaitamu as a 5-year-old. So that child is sad. That child did not feel loved, understood, or heard, and they are still holding that pain. It is in there. Now, when do we see this? When we start behaving in such ways. Small things trigger us. We have anger outbursts. We are anxious over things we do not even understand. We feel the shame and guilt. This is because that is how we felt when we were younger. We were not loved, we were not understood, we were not protected, we never felt safe at all. So this child will find a way of coming out. So I am here to inform us all that much as we do not want to accept that we were traumatized by our own people, our own parents, because we fear people will judge us. Because yes, people judge us.
Yeah.
They come out to say, but you went to school, you were healthy, tebakuta, can't you appreciate? Yes, I always say I appreciate our parents for providing the basic needs. But now trauma is not only loud, like omwana bamurapinga, they were molested, or they were sexual harassed, or they were beaten to half dead. No, trauma is also they never felt seen, they never felt heard, understood, not even safe in their own homes. That is already trauma. Because you know what comes out of that? I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I am not loved, so I am not worthy of love. So you see, even now when we talk on relationships, genuine love tujirabanga trap.
Yes.
Because you do not know it. You've not felt loved before.
Yeah.
So when someone comes in ngali genuine, olabanga alina kabala.
Yeah.
Because if my own did not love me, kati kugonjagaza.
Exactly.
Why would you say you love me?
So that's why we have increased cases of mental illness.
Yes. Mental illness because now we become anxious over things. You become stressed over little things because now what trauma also does, it kills our self-esteem because you do not believe in your worth. It was supposed to be raised 5-6 year old. And when you came crying, your mother embraced you and she was like, okay, what happened? No mugamba gundi yankubye, oh so sorry, I know it hurt, but I will talk to her tajja kuddamu kola kikuchikola. But what our parents don't, when you come crying, feeling sad into waliwo kubye or something has happened, they will be like, totulekanira, I'm even busy, tola anti nina byenkola. They do not have time to listen. Now you are teaching this child that their feelings are never valid. The way they feel tekukwatako. So now they learn to shrink. They learn to keep things to themselves. This is why we are having adults that cannot even come out to talk about what they like and do not like. What they can tolerate and what they can't. Because there we have trust issues. We cannot trust people. Because if our own parents treated us that way and we trusted them, omanyi omwana, naturally they trust their elders or their parents because bamanyi, they know what they are doing.
Yes.
This is why it affects them because they expect something else and they are seeing something else. Now in their little world, munsi yako enfunda kubanga, now a child, what they see, what they hear and the environment, that is their world. Now you are telling them this is how the world operates. So in the world, you are not supposed to say out what you feel. Emotions are not supposed to be expressed. Now what that does, low self-esteem. Lack of confidence, because when it was supposed to be developed or to be nurtured, it was not. You rather got pain, overwhelm, disappointment. So childhood trauma is huge. We can't even
finish it.
Even finish it. But why I come out to talk about it is because I have seen how it affects.
Yeah.
As a child, children in schools are affected. I told you how I behaved in schools, but it is not because I was a bad child. It was because I was trying to numb this pain, to feel like other children. Nsobola nange okuzanya, nsobola nange okubeera nga abaana abalala, much as I was hurting inside. So now when it gets to relationships, kibeera worse. You have, when you love ate, sometimes you are too clingy. We attach to also attachments. Nti zivamu ekyo. Nti when Derek ate wojja n'ongamba nti onjagala, ate nyinza okusuubira to get all the love I did not get as a child from you. So that means you're going to give me the love I missed from my father, from my mother, from my sisters and siblings. Is that even possible?
The expectation is very, very huge.
It is not. It is a lot on you. So others fear relationships, especially those that were molested by their very own people. And I'll also say this. Parents, you are sending your children to uncles, to aunties, and to whoever because you are too busy apparently and you don't have time for these kids. But you do not know what happens in those homes. Your children are being assaulted sexually, they are being molested, they are being abused, they are being mistreated without even you knowing. And these children are going to keep quiet. They are not going to tell you because number one, you are not connected. Because for a child to be able to tell you what they are going through, you must have built that connection that they can actually confide in you. So these children are going through things they cannot even talk about with their parents. And when they get a chance that we go in their schools, this is when they will open up. They have told us these things. And you will want to cry like when you hear what a child is going through. But sometimes they are with their parents, but some relatives are living home. Sometimes they are living at the auntie's or grandma's place. And these parents do not have time to check in. How is my child? What are they struggling with? All that. So I call upon parents, caregivers, educators. Childhood trauma is affecting us for real.
Yes.
that we cannot, it is no longer a separate.
Yeah.
Yes, much as we do not want to accept, but the truth is it is affecting us.
Yes.
And we can see this in our behaviors. Osanga omuntu, they do not even know how to love right. See, someone will tell you nti akwagala naye ng'olina mugoba. Like you have to remind them gwe wagambye onjagala, because of how they are treating you, because tebabimanyi. They do not know when you love someone, you have to keep consistent, you have to communicate, you have to check on them. Others, it's like they don't feel. Even when you tell them you are going through something, they are like katutukoze tutya because tabitegeera.
Interesting. Tebabitegeera bino biki.
Because they were not taught these things tuyiga biyige.
Yes.
We learn them wano nga tukula nga abaana. Nti once we do not learn them, then tetubimanyi, because you cannot give what you don't have.
Yeah.
Now wetutuuka eno, we start judging. Abaana b'ennaku zino tebawulira, abaana b'ennaku zino balina emputu, abaana b'ennaku zino bajozi, they do not respect elders. But remember, it all started from home. Now we are seeing our parents abusing others, disrespecting others in our presence.
Yes.
Remember, I told you that whatever we see as children, whatever we see, we witness, we hear. Now this is our small world. You are telling us even the big world works like that. So you are abusing people, you are belittling people in front of a 5-year-old. This is what you are teaching them. You are fighting mommy and daddy. Buli sawa muba mulwana, mweyolangira ebiwanvu n'ebimpi. And the children are hearing. This is traumatizing them, because now their small brain cannot contemplate.
Yeah.
Is it because they had misunderstandings as elders? What is it? Why can't they work things out?
Yes.
Kwanga, as a child, adults can work things out. Now, when you and you show them, you are teaching them that this is how the world operates.
Now, how does one... You've been talking about how most cases this childhood trauma comes and shows up in our behavior in the world. How do you start your process as an adult from breaking that generational childhood trauma to transfer it to your children? Is one of the reasons I would want you to mention. How do we start? Where do we start from? And what is the journey? What is the healing journey?
Yes. So now, to anyone watching us, when any of the things I've talked about resonate with you,
yes,
sit back. Because now it is not about the blame game. Because even if we blame our parents for not giving us what they were supposed to give us, it does not make sense any longer now. Because the effect is already done. So if you look at these patterns, you attach so quickly, you have trust issues, you don't know how to ask for what you want and what you do not want.
Low self-esteem.
Yes. And you look at yourself and your life and see these traits. They have been happening in your life. Look back. How was your childhood?
Growing up.
Now be honest with yourself. It is hard, I must tell the viewers. It is not easy to accept that you have suffered, you have struggled all this while, and all because this was done to you by your own parents or your own people, the one we call relatives or caregivers. It is hard. But for us to be able to heal, number one is acceptance. We must accept that we went through a difficult childhood. I said a difficult childhood is when you never felt heard, understood, protected, or even safe. You did not feel like that place you are living in was safe for you as a child because of those experiences. Experiences like, yes, we have sexual harassment, we have neglect or abandonment when our parents are not there. Some parents have separated and walked away from the relationship and never looked back. So this child still feels that gap of my mother left me. It traumatizes them in a certain way, because all children would want to grow up with their parents. And the other parent remaining, sometimes they are saying a lot of bad things about the other that left, and these things are affecting the children. Now there is also growing up with a parent that is emotionally unavailable. Like I said, when a child comes complaining of anything, do you have time to listen to them? Do you ever compliment them or encourage them? When they do something, do you even appreciate them? Because now you are teaching them that love is supposed to be earned. They have to do too much for you to love them. But is it the right way? Because even when a child does something small, at least show them that you appreciate it. Now you are building their emotional intelligence. You are building their resilience. That even when they grow up, they know they can do what they can, and it is not all the time that they will have to go an extra mile to do so many things to feel loved or appreciated or even accepted. So we have to accept that we went through all this, regardless of who we grew up with, whether your biological parents or not. Someone asked me, does trauma also happen to children that have grown up with their real parents?
Yes.
The answer is yes, it can. Because some parents are emotionally present, they are physically present, but emotionally absent. Because we said one of the other causes of childhood trauma is lack of emotional support. When you are not supported emotionally, what do I mean? When I feel scared, when I feel the fear, the anxiety, is there anyone to guide me that this will come to pass, that this is this, like this and this? And so many people also go through the same, and then a child will understand that it is not only her that is experiencing this, but a couple of other people also go through the same. And how do we handle fear? How do we handle anxiety? That is when a parent comes in, emotional support comes in. So we have to be present, and emotionally present and physically present. So if a parent is present physically but emotionally absent, they do not even know. I was talking to one of my friends and I told her that some of you grew up with your parents, both parents, but you are still traumatized because they were never there to listen to your cry. Trauma is also lack of emotional support.
Yes.
The needs, the emotional needs this child had were never met, even when real parents were there. So after you accept that these things actually happened, it is unfortunate, they happened. Now we will have to also forgive those people that took us through those moments, or the experiences that traumatized us.
Yeah.
We must forgive ourselves for accepting, because we didn't know and we were younger. We couldn't object. We would only go with what adults say. Just like in Africa, they tell us whatever the parent tells you is what you go with, is what you do.
Yes.
So we will forgive ourselves for accepting, and we will forgive them because they did not intend to hurt us. But because they also carry their unhealed trauma, and they are operating from that point of also unhealed trauma, we shall forgive them for that. Not because we are saying that whatever they did was right or that, but it was wrong and it hurt us. But then if they knew maybe a better way of raising us, maybe they would not hurt us. So we must forgive. Now we must understand our inner child needs. Like I said, we all have that 5-6-year-old in us. So understand those things you missed as a child, the things that made you traumatized, the lack of of empathy, love, affection, compassion, all those.
Yes.
And now, when you start on the healing journey,
Yes.
you must give them yourself. There is what we call reparenting. So now you are reparenting yourself. The inner child, so that those best techniques we talk about of healing the inner child, we have the mirror work where you always look in the mirror and compliment that person you see in the mirror. You are enough, because now when you are younger they told you otherwise. Now we are disregarding whatever they told us when we were younger. They said you are not enough, they said you are a loser, they said you are not enough, you are not beautiful. So you have to change, to flip the words and tell yourself you are beautiful, you are worthy, you are enough, you are capable.
Yes.
So that is also another way of healing. There is, I love the hug, the self-hug, that when you have no one to hug you and you feel overwhelmed, then you can hug yourself. To me, a hug means I am here for you. Now the eldest Angela is there for the young Angela.
Yes.
When they feel unloved and unsafe, then I come in as an adult Angela to tell my young Angela that you are safe now. There is no need to be scared. I'm here for you and I will never leave you. Now I understand you. Now you are giving the inner child whatever they missed back. Then now we call that reparenting. Look at all those things you did not get as a child. I normally tell people, when I feel like walking barefooted, I will, because now that is my inner child communicating. When I feel like ice cream, I'll go and have it, because that is my inner child communicating. Something they did not get, now I have to give it to them. And those are, that is what they call craving. Oftentimes it is your inner child. Just as they communicate with anger, with anxiety and guilt, they also communicate when they need something. And you feel, there's that feeling you get like, I want to do something. Please, if you can, and you are not hurting anyone, do it. Because now you are healing. Talk about your experience. Because every time we talk about, there are days I would not talk about these things before I healed. But when I kept talking about them, now I can talk about them openly. Those days I would cry in the middle of the conversation because it was still hurting. But now that I have healed, I can speak about everything. And we should stop judging people that come out to share their stories. It is healing. They are healing through sharing. So instead of judging them, how about we pick lessons? So also, now that you are starting on the healing journey, you are reparenting, learn to set boundaries, learn to say no. Because oftentimes when we did not get the love as children, we tend to people please. We want to, everyone that tells us something, we want to go. We just go with the flow.
People pleasing.
On Friday I have an outing. Can you go with me? Yes. Then Angela comes on Tuesday we have an overnight. Can you go with us? Yes. Like you have no boundaries. So create those boundaries, because now these boundaries are protecting you, not the other person. And when you get them, communicate them clearly. And whoever does not comply with them, it is okay to detach, because you know they may hurt you in the process.
Angela, you're done with the healing process.
Yes.
You're a parent out there. How do you balance between not transferring that inner trauma you've healed and not showing the child too much love to spoil them?
Because now that
you get me now?
Yes, I get you. Now you are conscious. You choose when to react and when to respond when this child has done something. Now we are not saying we are not disciplining our children.
Yes.
But we are choosing which ways to discipline them. Because now just beating them, calling them names is not helping. But we must learn healthy ways of parenting. That when this child does something bad, you talk to them in a calm way. Derek, I did not like what you did. And you know, when you do this, this is what comes out of it. Okay, when you fight with your friends, they can also beat you, know that. And now you will come crying. Okay, now you have to play with your kids, with your other kids, in a good way. Do not fight. Do not. Now you are talking to them in a calm way. Now, even when they come crying that they have been beaten, you'll first encourage them or talk to them in a humble again. What happened? Angela beat me. Why? It seems you were fighting, both of you. Why were you fighting? Okay, now they'll tell you, Mommy, if this child is, you are connected to this child, they will be open.
I like the
They'll
word
tell
of
you.
connection.
Yes. If you have a connection, you bonded very well with this child, they will tell you, okay, Mommy, the truth is,
This.
okay, nange kankubyemole, she slapped me and I slapped her back.
Yeah.
Why? Then you look at the matter and you amicably solve the matter without shouting at the child, without punishing them, because our parents, especially in the African setting, think punishing or beating or humiliating this child in front of the fellows is what will help them heal, or it's what will help them discipline or respect elders. No, it is connection.
Yes.
We choose connection over correction, that even when you are correcting them, you do it in private,
Yes.
not in public, because now you are humiliating them and they are feeling bad about it. So much as we have healed and we do not want to traumatize our children, we are not again spoiling them.
Yeah.
We are choosing better ways of disciplining them, of showing them that what they have done is wrong, and explaining to them that when you do this, this is what comes out of this, in a calm way. Yes.
Angela, there are very many sensitive issues that people shy away from.
Yes.
Actually, in this country and in the African society, and here in Uganda, topics about mental illness, topics about childhood trauma, and we have been having cases of suicide. There was
Children
a suicide
running
case.
away from home.
Children running away from home. There was a suicide case, I think, a few months earlier. Then recently, there was a boy who was killed by apparently a parent of the girl. After I think most people know that entire story.
Yes.
It's been trending and everything. And when people tend to choose to talk about those topics, two things arise. First thing is you're looking for views. Second thing is those are white man, those are byabazungu. Third thing that arises is we shy away from the issues at hand. So in your line of work, how best can we know that even if these are shy issues, we need to address them? For instance, this recent case, it's really, I don't even like talking about it because it's hurting that I chose
Not to
talk about it, which is also a wrong thing. Because I do not have a full picture. I do not know what was happening. I do not have probably the experience or the knowledge in those fields. But it's important to address these issues and know that
they are affecting us.
They are affecting us and they are here to stay. And as millennials, as even Gen Zs who are going to rise, who are going to produce children, if we keep shying away from these issues, they'll continue. Give us how best can we address these issues that they don't become a problem. Mostly, probably you recently posted about the child, that incident on your LinkedIn. You said recently I had a painful story. It reminded me how deeply culture, honor, expectations shape our parenting in Africa. Give us, what were you thinking about? What was your thought about this entire situation?
So when these incidents come up, we tend to look at the incident itself, the current moment. But I want viewers to understand that these moments only trigger the ones that have already been there. So when we talk about anger, when we talk about depression, anxiety and fear that lead these people to do certain things, those that commit suicide because they are depressed, they have lost hope, and they don't see light at the end of the tunnel. These things are happening and we do not want to talk about them. But the fact is, they are happening, they are part of us, and we will talk about them, much as so many people do not want to accept that they are actually happening. So childhood trauma, like I told you, is huge. The way we are treating these children, we are telling them and we are teaching them how the world operates. Remember, I said we are shouting at others, we are belittling others in front of them, and we are teaching them this is how the world operates. Now, when they grow up or when they are faced with challenges and do the same, we blame them that this generation is disrespectful, this generation is this and that. But where is this coming from? It is from the homes where we grew up from, because we were never taught to control our emotions, and that something small triggers us and we do the unthought about. So because you are angry and you are never taught how to deal with your anger, you will do what comes to your mind without thinking. And later on we shall get incidents like this. We are not blaming anyone, or we are not convicting anyone, but what we are saying is these are the effects of childhood trauma. These are the effects of the things we see in homes when we are growing. That when you commit a crime at home, you know there are those parents that will even tie their children and beat them until they can never breathe. And some of them end up in hospitals. So many parents have done that. We've seen parents who have killed their own children because a child did something. There was one we saw on the news that a child stole 1,000 and she beat him to death. A child, their own mother did that because of anger. Now, emotional intelligence, childhood trauma, mental health, these things are happening between us. And we need to have knowledge about them, not just to live in denial like we are saying they are for the white people, but we see they are affecting us. We can see the effects. People are committing suicide.
Drug addictions.
Drug addictions. Children are taking drugs. Children are beyambula, how is that called? Beyambulira ku social media. Now, discipline bali balina gifunira waka. If they were never disciplined enough at home, because some of these children grow up on streets with no guidance. Because what parents are supposed to do is to guide these children, not just to punish them when they do something wrong.
But most parents are like, right now we are looking for money to feed you, to sustain you, to educate you. Now it's tough times. How do we get to that?
Times are tough.
How do you balance?
We all understand.
How do you balance?
Times are tough.
How
but
do you
realize,
as a parent and someone who's working, how do you balance?
You realize this is our obligation as parents. There is no one we are going to blame. It is our responsibility to see to it that we raise these children in a healthy way and teach them healthy ways of living. Because at the end of the day, when things go wrong, it is again the parents to be blamed. So our dear parents, we appreciate that you are working so hard to see us go to school, to see us have clothing, shelter, medication, and all that. But can we also spare some time for our children? We were talking with one of my friends, and she said, for you to connect with a child, you do not actually need a whole day. Just have some time, 30 or 1 hour every day for your child. Even when these children are with the maids, do you even have time when you come back home to see how is Angela doing? How is Derek doing? what happened at school. Do they have any challenges? Can they tell you? Because that goes back to connection.
babiyita by'abazungu.
But we
Those are
are
white
seeing the
repercussions.
repercussions.
Yes.
We are seeing the repercussions.
They call them the white
mental
man,
illness.
yes.
See, because I was never loved. When I love, I will love too much to an extent of getting obsessed. And when it goes to obsession, that is already a mental illness. Because I cannot control myself.
Yes.
And people are killing their partners. Haven't we heard of people who have killed their boyfriends, their wives, and all that?
Yeah,
And
cases
we
have been
think-
coming up over and
we think
over.
it is witchcraft. It is mental illness because we've not learned to control our emotions. We do not even know who to talk to when we face some challenges, especially for children, even for adults. But for children, when they are facing challenges, who is that person they can talk to? If parents are too angry, too rude, too harsh, they are only thinking at punishing them when something go wrong. But do we have time to listen
To them.
to these children, to understand them? Because we said what causes trauma sometimes is not they were raped or that, but were they listened to? When they wanted to talk to someone, was someone there to listen? Was someone there to understand? Because, well, like I told you, when I performed poorly, was there anyone to understand why I was performing poorly? I was just beaten. And my father too beat me for poor performance. But did he ever take the initiative to understand why I'm performing poorly? Does he even know is the problem? He's contributing to this. So we need to have these honest conversations.
Yes.
They are uncomfortable, but we need to address these matters. If not, like I always say, if not, we are seeing more of these cases.
As we wind up, one lesson in health, wealth, and relationship in relation to your world of work. Let's start with health. One lesson.
Childhood trauma can also be physical. The effects can be physical. We've seen children that have sleeping disorders, eating disorders, and these things are not, like I said, we are not looking at the exact moment now, but can we trace this back to childhood? Because I think now even where the problem is coming from, we look at the recent moment, but oftentimes this recent moment has a root where it is coming from. So before you beat up this child who is starving themselves in Bobakola figure, why are they doing it? They were body shamed when they were younger.
So understand the reason why.
Understand where it is coming from.
So stress it
childhood
back to
trauma also brings healthy effects.
Okay.
Relationships, we fear abandonment because we are abandoned as children and we know how it feels. We do not want to go through that again. So sometimes we attach. Someone Gweri Pieko, he's not meaning what they are saying. For you think you are in love, the others are users. Because now, people that have been through childhood trauma tend to attract narcissists, users, because they are their prey. They can even feel that they can manipulate you because you don't even know what you want. You don't have boundaries.
You don't have confidence.
You don't have confidence. Now they will use you for their gains because for them they are looking at their entertainment. When you are crying for them, chibakolera.
Wealth?
And wealth, then some people are overachievers. Not just because this is what they want, but because of what they grew up listening to. They were told they can never do anything, they can never achieve anything. So they will go an extra mile. They will do even the impossible. A certain child will tell you, I have to be rich. Tachirina mu mutima mulungi, but because of byeyakulawulira, maybe where they grew up from, because even trauma can be brought about by the lack of basic needs. The children that grew up without basic needs, even lunch tebamanyi jenava, even sleeping basula bubi. So ajagamba ngenda kola everything I can just to make sure enembeera it does not come close to me.
Whatever it is, either
So
right or
sometimes they
wrong.
will overachieve because of the childhood trauma, because of the
Is
lack.
there anything? Is that a bad thing or a good thing? I feel
Sometimes it is good, sometimes it is bad, because like I said, there is what we call the overconfidence. Some people are too confident that they do not care who they hurt in the process. They do not care who gets hurt, what goes around, as long as they achieve what they want. And that is not good. But there are these that will say, okay, I went through this. Now they have accepted. They have looked at those patterns, and they will sit and say, now they will plan. Like you started this podcast through your experience, like I'm doing this through my experience. Now we are doing the good thing because we have learned from our experiences, and we are trying to help someone out there who is probably going through the same or who went through the same. Now there are those people that went through trauma. Naenga, they said, I'll never fall in love again. Even when they do, they are not present emotionally. They said, they are so angry that they come to a point and say that is who I am. But remember, they themselves are affecting others. Sometimes,
actually, the worst case I had was someone say, I don't want to give birth for the things I went through. I don't,
because of what they went through. Now they are denying themselves of something that we all need. Love. We all need to love and to be loved. But if we do not know the healthy way, then it becomes a problem.
Last remarks.
So, as I conclude,
yes,
I am calling upon parents, caregivers, educators. Let us embrace these things. Because even when we deny, it does not take away the effects. It does not take away the existence of such things. So if we accept that these things are actually happening, if we accept that we actually went through trauma and embark on the healing journey and yearn to want to stop generation trauma on us, let it stop here, let it not continue to the next generations, then we can work hand in hand. You will not look at us as being so English. They call it. We are looking at things that are affecting Bazungu and are not affecting us. Then you will look at the reality, what is on ground. That these things are actually happening. When we go to schools, we see this. When in workplaces, we see this. We are seeing mental illness. We are seeing lack of confidence, lack of boundaries, because we fear to communicate them, because we fear losing people, because we think we can fix people, because these things are actually happening. They are affecting us, and the earlier we accept,
the better for the solution.
Yes.
3 last people you would love to see on this podcast.
3
people you'd love to see on this podcast. 1, 2, 3.
Joanne.
Joanne.
She's a relationship coach. We went with her in the mentorship with Sylvia has been here. So I would want to see Joanne.
Joanne who? What's her other name?
Chihembo.
Okay.
I would want to see the other one. I would want to see is abroad. I would want to see Teddy.
Teddy who?
Nachito. Ted Banks, you know her.
Ted Banks, yes.
Yes, she's out, but I would also want to see her. I would also want to see Victoria. Has she been here?
Nyanzi. I know.
I would also want to see her.
Victoria Nyanzi.
I would want to see Andrew Chamagiro.
Okay. Yes. Nice. Otherwise, thank you so much for allowing to be on this podcast.
Can I send my contacts?
So, if someone wanted to reach out, probably if they needed a session with their school or they needed a session with their child or an organization, a company, how do they find you?
So if you find this resonates with you, you'd want my services. I talk about inner child healing, mental health, skills development, personal growth, building self-esteem and confidence. We talk to schools, organizations, and one-on-one. If your child is being rebellious and you don't know how to talk to them, you can reach me out on my WhatsApp number 0777
Yeah.
37 94 78, and on all social media handles I use Angella Nakasaga.
Thank you so much, Angela. I've learned quite a lot. It's something that I learned while understanding the whole childhood trauma bit, and it came from the concept of me choosing last year to be the year of self-discovery. So when I chose self-discovery, because I was learning and teaching it at the same time.
Yes.
So I found out that sometimes addressing childhood trauma and healing from childhood trauma helps you with self-discovery, mostly in the concept of fear and confidence. I think we tackled slightly about fear and confidence as a way of childhood trauma, but it goes deep down. Next
Maybe
episode,
we
we'll have another episode focusing mostly the fear,
self-esteem, self-discovery, and confidence.
Otherwise, it's been quite a pleasure. I'm glad I've really learned quite a lot and expanded my knowledge. And I look forward for more. It's been amazing, hasn't it?
I'm here anytime you need me.